Good morning and welcome to week 17 edition of the Destination Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Jamar Goodman. I will be I will be joined by Deshaun. He'll be here in a few minutes. Walter can't join us for this week, but that's all right. We are in for a fun week. This is championship week for most people. I know last week a lot of people's championships probably went down, but a lot more are happening this week. And you know what? Me personally, I I'm in four. I'm in four championships right now. Um, seven leagues. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up here for you. So seven leagues. I made five playoff appearances. I'm in four championship games. They're all going to be this week. And crazy story is three of them I was already like locked in, so to speak. One, I have a 16 team league, and I was the eighth seed, beat the one seed the prior week, and then last week just flat out won. In the main league, scored over 200 points, knocked that out the way. Um, in the Destination Fantasy League, that one right there, let me tell you. So the team I went against was the one seed. His roster was like, head and shoulders above a lot of people's. I've had the number one scoring team in the league. Uh, Basically throughout that whole season. But things happened, and I ended up having to play in wild card weekend and mosey on through. But anyway, so we go into Monday night. I'm down 22 points. Antonio Gibson did me no favors. Tyreek Hill, same boat. He kind of sold me out. I'm down 22 points. He's through with all his players. I have the Dolphin defense. That was it. I didn't really cut on the game. All I know is I check my phone. Dolphins get a what's that, pick six. I look up. I'm like, oh, I'm only down like 3 points, and then more sacks to come. Another pick. Anyway, I needed 22 points from the Dolphins defense. They gave me 25. I'm in the finals. That's where I'm at. I mean, that's what you call a Monday night miracle. But yeah, it's wild. That's why they play the game. This is the beauty of fantasy football. And hey, that's where we're at. So yeah, seven leagues, five playoff appearances, four finals. When Deshaun gets here, we'll run through here because one of my finals is against my co-host Deshaun in the main league, and we'll get more to that soon. Walter can't be here. He played in three leagues, made the playoffs in all three leagues. He took out on the championship ring. He was doing the gritty all last Sunday, man. I appreciate that dude. He did his thing. So congrats to Walter on that one. But yeah, so we have a action-packed day. A lot of questions need to be answered. A lot of lineup situations. Of course, we got a couple of streaming options here with quarterbacks. Maybe Tyler Huntley if he goes today. Against the Rams. Trey Lance looking to start today. Do you choose them over like Kyler Murray or Russell Wilson if you even in the finals with those type of quarterbacks? I mean, we'll get into that today. Got a comment here from Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda, let's go Cowboys. Of course. Cowboys fans. No, I'm just playing. No, they're doing their thing. Happy New Year to you as well, Rhonda. Hope you all are safe out there. But yeah, we are in for an action-packed day. So I guess we can probably get it started here with the Falcons and the Bills. So as we know, both teams are still, fighting for playoff spots. One is a lot better than the other, so we're gonna have some meaningful football in this game. Cordell Patterson, who has been a pleasant surprise throughout this whole season, kind of slowing down just a tad. And during the time he's slowing down, Kyle Pitts has actually been the one that has been a factor here lately. And so, Cordell Patterson probably has led a lot of people to this moment, and it's like, do I play this guy? Like, I know he got me here, but the last couple of weeks, he's been a little waffly. I mean, I'm a Cordell Patterson in one league, and this is what I'm doing here for that league. So right now, I do not have Cordell Patterson starting in my lineup. Instead, I have Devin Singletary. I just so happened to pick him up. Devin Singletary is a viable option here. Devin Singletary looks like, the one that the Bills are interested in to giving the ball in the backfield, right? And so, it's been a very uneasy situation with the Bills, first with Singletary, then it was Zach Moss, and then we're gonna sprinkle in a little Breida, and basically for the longest time you don't know what to do, right? But you know, in the last 3 games, that was Singletary has at least 14 fantasy points. He scored in the last 2 games. He's definitely been catching the ball as well, dumping it off. So I mean, Devin Singletary is a viable option in this league that I have. Cordell Patterson, like I said, I'm not starting him. I also have Antonio Gibson in this league. I'm not. I mean that whole COVID situation that hurt, but I'm starting Devin Singletary, and I'm starting somebody else that we're gonna get into later. That's like that patience is probably paid off, and I think he's going to be a big addition to my lineup here. So we'll get into a second. Also in the same league, I have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. They are, from last year to this year, it's night and day as far as their production. Last year was probably a historic season for Stephon Diggs. Arguably the best, option out there last year. This year, not so much because of, lack of touchdowns. And, Josh Allen has been very friendly with everybody else on the team. Emmanuel Sanders gets some, Gabriel Davis gets some, Cole Beasley. We'll spring in a little stuff on it, but basically he's been, throwing the ball to everybody else, and the bromance hasn't really been so, bromance like in your fantasy lineup. I get it. But, I mean, they're going against the Falcons. As we know, the Falcons' defense is beyond trash. They basically own waste management companies, so that's how bad their defense is. So, I mean, either way, you should feel good about that matchup. Anybody else from the Falcons that, besides Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson, maybe Russell Gage, maybe, but, take that with a grain of salt. Other than that, I mean, at this point, you're going to play the guys that got you here, right? So that's where we're going. Now, here's a matchup to where if you're unsure about a defense to play today, this one here actually, kind of makes sense. And I know I'm a Bears fan. I mean, you see stuff in the background. And I know how bad my team is. I can't wait for Matt Nagy to be gone. He should have been gone already, but that's ownership's problem, and ownership sucks as well. But anyway, Bears defense going against a team with basically the only wide receiver that's healthy, that's actually playing, is Kenny Golladay, and Mike Glennon is the official starter. So take all of that in consideration with the fact that we just had snow. It's been snowing for like at least the past 18 to 20 hours. So take all of that into consideration. Bears defense is actually a pretty good option here today. I picked them up in a couple of leagues. I am seriously considering throwing them in my lineup. I just don't imagine the New York Giants scoring more than 10 points in this game, if that. If they do, then kudos to them. I mean, if not, then you picked up a good option. I expect some turnovers. I expect, Saquon Barkley run into a brick wall. I expect, some sacks. Maybe a blocked field goal. Who knows? But the chances of the Giants, taking points away from the Bears' defensive lineup is not that high. And so, without further ado, guess we decided to show up today. Oh, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
Just in the midst of this, holding down the fort, man. I had to, let them know about how my situation was. Kind of, talked about the Bills and Falcons for a second. Now we, the Bears and Giants, and how good of a, streaming option the Bears defense is today.
Great streaming option. Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be turnovers aplenty for the New York Giants side of the football. I think they only got one wide receiver that I actually know who's actually playing this week. So it should be a lot of turnovers in that football game.
By far. So, you know what? We don't back it up here just a second. So I talked about, you know, my situation here for my fantasy leagues. Mm-hmm. I'm in 7 leagues, 5 playoff appearances, 4 finals. They actually all start this week. But my co-host here, 7 leagues, 7 playoff appearances, 3 finals. He already got 1 wrapped up, and he got 2 finals pending.
Yes. Yeah, so it's been a very good season, Jamar. You know, it was very, very tough for me last year. I didn't get a chance to take home any hardware, and you know how serious we are about the hardware. You know, the money is good, like I'm not gonna lie, but you know, that comes and goes. But nothing beats bragging rights and being able to like talk about that all the way up until you guys draft next year. And with that being said, I just want to, you know, congratulate. I know everybody. I'm late. I'm just getting off of work, but I am here to, like, you know, join my brother from another mother, Jamar Goodman, and it's fantasy championship week, baby. That's what it's all about. So if you have made it thus far, give yourself a pat up on the back. Hopefully we have helped you along the way. But yeah, I got a very, very tough matchup, and it's against this guy, man. It's against the guy right across from me, man. It's going to be a tough one and definitely one for like the ages. But it's only right that we, you know, I think this is going to be one of those that we're going to be talking about for like the next couple of years.
Man, look, just so people know, so last year, me and you, we met up in the Destination Fantasy League, and you know, I was victorious in that one. That decision was decided pretty early. Mm-hmm. But so this is the main league here. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I've been to 3 straight finals, been in the finals 4 out the last 5 years, and came up with a goose egg here. I'm at a goose egg right now, and I feel like Vegeta to his Goku. I feel like the '90s Bills right now. I feel like Great Value cereal compared to his Kellogg's, so General Mills, whatever you want to call it. That's how I feel. I feel second best here, and in a league that I have made the finals and finished top 3 is probably as more as anybody else in this league, and I can't get 1 hardware, and I haven't got a hardware in about at least a decade here. Dude, you gotta lose. I'm sorry, I love you, but you gotta go.
You know what? Look. I'm gonna be a tough out. I'm not gonna lay over. I want to add. I think what it is. This will be my 5th title, 6, something like that. But I'm definitely looking to add more hardware to my trophy case this year. I like my matchups, like yours too. So I didn't check the projections. I'm not sure exactly who they got projecting to win, who they got projecting to lose. Again, I don't pay too much attention to that. I just put my best roster out there and, you know, just see what happens.
And there you go. And so through the course of this, I'm going to definitely be mentioning players that I may have in my lineup here against you and do the same. Okay. So, all right. So really quick, back to this, just one last thing with this Bears. So I know I mentioned I picked up the Bears defense. I picked up the Bears defense in the matchup against you. So I may not play him. We'll see, but it's kind of tempting. All right. So real quick, we get into this next one here. Now this is going to be a pretty good game. Chiefs, Bengals. Whew, like what player stands out to you in this whole matchup, man?
Let me go ahead and hit you with a question real quick, Jamar. What wide receiver tandem is the only tandem in the NFL right now with 1,000 yards receiving apiece?
That would be the wide receiver tandem of T. Higgins and the wonderful name of Jamar Chase.
Man, like those guys been on fire. Especially T. Higgins over the course of this past like 3 to 4 weeks. Man, look, if you started this guy, I was heavy on him, Jamar. You even asked me a question a couple weeks ago, like, do I start T. Higgins? Like, I wanted to say, dude, are you kidding me? Like, seriously, go ahead and get that guy in your lineup. Look, he's been brilliant last year. He had a great season. He complements Jamar Chase so well. Vice versa. Those guys are going to be good in my dimension. My division for years to come. Joe Burrow. Look, it's going to be. Look, he got weapons aplenty. Joe Mixon in the backfield, balling. Jamar Chase balling. We already talked about T. Higgins. Tyler Boyd can get it done. Burrow's coming off that 500-yard game against Baltimore Ravens. But make no mistake about it, the Chiefs basically shored up that secondary. It's not Swiss cheese anymore, man. So this is going to be a tough one. Nope, no more sourcing like that. So it's going to be a very tough matchup, I feel like. But even with that, still, the Chiefs are going to have to score to keep up with the Bengals and vice versa. I think this is going to be a good football game, Jamar. I think there will be fireworks. So last time I checked, you had T. Higgins in your lineup. I'll be paying close attention to him today.
You should. Real quick before I go into mine, we got a question here. First question of the day from Austin. What's up, man? So he says, Bears D or the Bucks D?
Bears D or the Bucks D? Who does the Bucks have this week?
The Jets.
Ooh, wow. Man, that's tough. I'm going Tampa though. I'm going Tampa.
I agree. I feel like Tampa is a little less risky.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, honestly, you could flip a coin here, but Tampa, I give a slight edge to Tampa just because I know the Disney Channel quarterback, Zach Wilson, is almost guaranteed gonna cough up the ball, right?
Yep, pretty much. Like, if not, it just seems like the Jets is gonna at least turn over the ball. I say over 1.5. I say 1.5 turnovers.
Okay, so all right, Austin. Yeah, we're going Bucks, but we'll not be mad at you whatsoever. We play the Bears D.
Great choice.
Either way, good luck to you today. Bring home the title, sir. So yeah, this matchup here. My gosh, I mean, like, look, I know we are, as society, we are recency bias. So we definitely are thinking of what we saw last, and we saw Joe Burrow just look like a shiny knight in armor, just out there slicing dragons left and right with his weapons. There, you got a long sword, you got a crossbow, you got a catapult, you got it all. And like you said, Chiefs have shored up their defense. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I do have T. Higgins in my lineup. I'm a little nervous about that.
Really?
Just a little bit, man. Just a little bit, because Chiefs, I mean, Chiefs are they are top 10 against opposing wideouts.
Mm-hmm. So
that part a little worries me, and it's more so, can Joe Burrow have the time to throw the ball? Because I know Chris Jones has caused havoc for a lot of teams. That's my only concern there. Other than that, if he has the time, yeah, we'll be fine. But overall, I mean, you still got to play the players that got you there, right?
Absolutely. And I think Higgins is if you have him right now, Jamar, I think you have to play him. Basically, you don't want to look in the morning and say hey, man, I should have played this guy. This is championship week. You don't want him to sit up on your bench with 21 points. If it's somebody that I'm nervous about this week, is Jamar Chase, to be completely honest. He garners a lot of attention. I'm actually sitting him, believe it or not. I am sitting Jamar Chase this week in favor of Jalen Waddle. My other two wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb and Stephon Diggs. So that's So I am sitting Jamar Chase this week in my NFL fantasy league.
So real quick, on the other side of the ball, dude, Tyreek Hill almost sold me out last week in the Destination Fantasy League. So Tyreek Hill, I think he gave me 3.7 points last week.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here entering Monday down 22 points with the Dolphins defense to go, and a miracle happened for me. And your boy Chris, I feel really bad for him on that one, but. Can Tyreek Hill come back into form? I kind of need him today.
I think so. The Bengals secondary. Can you name two DBs off the Bengals secondary?
I can't even name one, man.
You can't even name one. So that's if they do have a weakness, it's allowing points, man. It's sure enough as that offense is just loaded. It's the reverse for basically that secondary. So. Tyreek Hill should be able to get off today. Pause. And I think that's going to be one of those key components for fantasy week. A lot of people are like nervous to play this guy because, like you said, Jamar, he almost gave you a dud. Well, no, he did give you a dud. But I think Cheetah bounces back this week.
All right, and then lastly, no CH. If people that has Darrell Williams, do you feel comfortable starting him today, at least as a flex option?
Definitely as a flex option. Maybe even a low end RB2, depending upon like the usage. Nothing higher than that. Look, we know the guys who are going to get the scores. Kelsey is back from I think he missed last week due to COVID. Cheetah should be highly active in this football game. Patrick Mahomes is looking to air it out. I don't think it's going to be a ground attack too much, but I even going to go out as far as to say that Darrell Williams will score a touchdown in this game. I don't know whether it's going to be receiving or rushing, but he will have at least one touchdown.
Fair enough. All right, next one on the list, Dolphins, Titans. My headline here, Jalen Waddle, AJ Brown should eat. Now, you mentioned Jalen Waddle just a few minutes ago, and he has a tremendous matchup today. So I'm almost expecting at least 20 points out of him today.
Same, pretty much the same, dude. Look, I know that those other receivers been getting like a lot of Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase, but like Jalen Waddle has been great, and he's been one of the reasons for the fans' resurgence here, man. What are they on? Like 7 straight wins or something?
Seven straight. Team in the league.
And this guy has been on fire. And coming into the season, like they were thinking he was going to be more so of a complimentary piece. With the injuries to their receiving core, he stepped up and he's made himself the top target in that offense, and he's performed beautifully. Jamar, like the target share is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. If he is PPR, like he's a must start this week. If we all know how bad the Titans secondary is, so I expect this game to be a little bit back and forth here, Jamar. I think some points will be scored. I'm a little bit nervous about Tua. I am, but I'm not nervous at all about Jalen Waddle.
Fair enough. And then on the other side of the ball, I know, so basically the question, why do you have AJ Brown here when the Dolphins, defense has, Xavier Howard and Byron Jones and everything else? Look, this is one of those that goes back to my formula here, to be a successful,
Yes,
superstar.
Let's hear it.
Opportunity plus talent. The opportunity, that part is definitely going to be there. AJ Brown came back last week, received 16 targets.
16.
Caught, what was it, 11? 15? 11?
Man,
somewhere around there. Double digits.
It was crazy.
For like 145 and a touchdown, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So Ryan Tannehill, if he doesn't have Derrick Henry, he has to have AJ Brown. And regardless of who is guarding him, AJ Brown, they're going to find ways to give AJ Brown the ball. They need, this offense needs to find AJ Brown the ball. So AJ Brown's going to get the ball regardless. They're going to mix him around. They're going to move him around. They're going to, maybe set like cross screen picks and, in and out, whatever. AJ Brown's going to get the ball. That's all I know. And AJ Brown should definitely get his. He might have to work a little bit harder for it, but by the end of, the box score at the end of the game, he should get his, I would imagine. So those two wide receivers should definitely get theirs. Dolphins defense as an option, which I do have in the lineup right now against you. I think they do well, but I have a problem, having a player on the other team going against that team's defense in my lineup. I don't know. It just causes,
conflict of interest, man. Conflict of interest. I get it. I get it.
So, we'll see there, but those two players I definitely like today. Next matchup here, Raiders, Colts. So, I don't know if you ordered Amazon 2-day shipping or UPS here or, same day delivery. I just know Jonathan Taylor is delivering today for all fantasy lineups. That's all I know. The Raiders defense is trash against the run. I sent the stat, in our group chat here this morning.
Okay.
Colts are 9-0 when Jonathan Taylor rushes for over 100 yards. They're 0-6 when he don't. So
really?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And we know Jonathan Taylor, number 28, has been carrying this team, especially since week 4, led them back into playoff contention here. So I mean, it's crazy. The two leagues that I have Jonathan Taylor in is the two leagues I didn't make the playoffs, so I can't even like benefit from this today. But for the ones, there's plenty of people in the finals that have Jonathan Taylor. Probably has Cooper Kupp. Uh, probably has Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen. Probably has Mark Andrews. Probably even has George Kittle if you survive that long. So you have some of those players. Lot more times than not, you are sitting here today, listening to us, getting prepared, getting ready to go into one more battle here, starting at noon Central Time. And your guys that got you here, all of them should deliver for you today. So I think this was express mail. So Raiders are in trouble.
No, I agree 100%. I was kind of like iffy if Carson Wentz wasn't going to play. But it looks like Carson Wentz will be able to play. But make no mistake about it, like it's all about Jonathan Taylor right now, man. I think he's the clear-cut runaway for Offensive Player of the Year. In my opinion, if you don't get it, that man has been absolutely robbed. The only person that you can say who comes close to that is Cooper Kupp, considering that he does hold the Triple Crown right now as far as wide receivers go. So shout out to Cooper Kupp for like balling. He actually helped me win my first fantasy championship this year in the Dynasty League. Like he has been nothing short of spectacular. So, shout out to Cooper Kupp. But back to Jonathan Taylor. Look, I think he's going to put his stamp up on his game. I say he goes for over 160 all-purpose yards in this game. I just think it's too much Jonathan Taylor. That offensive line is too good at opening holes for this guy. I say he gets at least a 40-yard run or something like that. He always just breaks one away. Too much Jonathan Taylor in this one, Jamal.
Gotcha. I actually have a lineup question here for you.
Okay.
But you know what? Before I get into mine, we got one here from Anthony. Good morning, Anthony. Said, would you start Van Jefferson, Chase Claypool, or Christian Kirk? Ooh. So the Rams have the Ravens. Your Steelers has the Browns, and Christian Kirk is going against Trayvon Diggs in the Cowboys secondary.
Right. So I think by default, the way how Kyler Murray has been playing lately, and man, that's kind of tough. So I'm gonna have a question for you later in the show, Jamar, once we get up to that matchup. Okay. But Christian Kirk, by default, I think he's out. Van Jefferson intrigues me. He really does. He has been highly active. Matthew Stafford is actually looking for this guy. And we already saw what Joe Burrow did to that Baltimore secondary, and I think he is a very solid play here. Jamar, I almost want to go definitely a very, very good high-end wide receiver 3 flex option in Van Jefferson. Chase Claypool with Big Ben's struggles and woes is just like you're kind of gambling, in my opinion, man. You're kind of more so gambling, and I don't know. So I'm going to give a slight edge to Van Jefferson here. Chase Claypool, that's my guy. Hashtag Steeler Nation, hashtag, here we go. Had to go ahead and throw that out there. But I'm still siding with Van Jefferson on this. I think Claypool is just a little bit more to roll up the dice.
Gotcha. Before I give my opinion, we're going to get his.
Oh, we just had a whole conversation about Jonathan Taylor, and this guy just missed it. He must have... Your ears must have been ringing, man. We were just giving our Jonathan Taylor praises, man.
Yeah, we were.
My opinion. I was like, man, I was sitting here and what I had set up kind of fell through. I was like, well, there's nothing else I'd rather do than hop online and talk to my boys about some fantasy football.
Throwing you in the fire right now. Van Jefferson, Chase Claypool, or Christian Kirk?
I'm going Christian Kirk just because Christian Kirk is going to be Kyler Murray's number 1 target. Van Jefferson, yeah. I kind of heard your argument on that. And Claypool, I can't really roll Claypool right now. Yeah, not until they get another receiver. Well, I don't know, man. I just don't trust. Who do the Steelers have today?
The Browns tomorrow.
Monday.
You said Cleveland?
Yeah.
Man. All that is that's Ben's last game at Pittsburgh. I don't know. He might show up and show out, but I think the safest bet is Christian Kirk on this.
All right. So So with me, it kind of goes back to which quarterback do I trust the most in this scenario. I'm sorry, I don't trust Big Ben.
I don't either, man.
So now it goes down to Kyler Murray, who in that offense that has been struggling here lately, or Matthew Stafford in this juicy matchup against the Ravens. So Van Jefferson's the safer option. If you're looking for the home run play here, Anthony, I go Christian Kirk. So probably leaning, depending on what you need, but I get the slightest edge to Van Jefferson here.
Hey, just real quick, going back to that game. I think the Cardinals are going to break that losing streak today because they're like a legit team, and I mean I know they're playing Dallas today. I think they're going to light them up today. So don't be surprised when you see that.
Hey, I tell you what, I have to start Christian Kirk in my 16-team league by default. So I'm hoping that actually comes through today.
Nah, you get it today, bro.
I don't know. We gonna get into what I'm going against. I don't know. We'll see. But Anthony, good luck to you. The fact that you made it this far, man, shout out to you. Bring home a trophy today, and let us know if you got the gold here in our Facebook group, man. We got another one here from Brian, 16-team PPR back and forth from Rex Burkhead and Jarrett Patterson for second flex. I feel like Rex will get more value since we don't know how much run Patterson is going to get. So I'll tell you this. I am a Jarrett Patterson owner in 2 leagues because I'm an Antonio Gibson owner in 2 leagues. And that whole situation, that is deflating. I don't even know how to recover from that fully, actually, especially in my 16-team league. But needless to say, Rex, he might have more value. It's just, my thing is with the Texans, like that offense is so unreliable. I don't know what to expect half the time. I don't. And we could definitely say the same thing about the football team here going against Philly. And you're right, we don't know how much run Jarrett Patterson will get, but I know that, Jarrett Patterson, from what I saw with my 2 eyes, he didn't look too bad. He didn't. I guess it's more so which quarterback do you trust in this matchup? Do you trust Davis Mills to get you downfield, to get you to the red zone, to give Rex Burkhead an opportunity? Or do you trust Taylor Heineke to get you downfield against the Eagles? Granted, they are at home, but the Eagles defense is good to get him downfield to the red zones so maybe he can punch it in. That's what it comes down to. Do you trust Heineke to do that, or do you trust Davis Mills to do that?
No, I think he basically, Brian, I think you answered your own question at the end there, man. You feel like Rex will get more volume since we don't know how much run Patterson is going to get. And at this point in the game, it's like I am all for, putting in all my chips and, betting big. But when it's this late in the game, you just kind of want to more so go with like the sure thing. Even though Houston is a terrible team, like they're like spunky. They are very, very like irritating, like kind of like a mosquito. That's what I like to compare them to. Like they just very, very irritating until you like actually like have to smack them. But I'm gonna have to roll with very, very slight edge to Burkhead here. And like you said, Jamar, Patterson may pass the eye test. Who knows? And he may even be productive, but are you willing to take that risk?
Right.
Over the past couple of weeks here, man, it's looking like Sexy Rexy has 22 attempts, 16 attempts, and 11 attempts. So those attempts have been plentiful. I think that's enough to warrant flex consideration for me.
I'm gonna say ditto on that. Like Sean, you basically covered everything with that. Rex is gonna get his touches. You're not gonna. Is Johnson playing today? David Johnson, is he playing?
Don't know. I'll let you know.
He's never really playing anyway. That's not.
I was just about to say that.
Like, I don't know why I asked. That was a stupid question by me. Like,
dude, I was just about to say that. I swear.
That man. Yeah. So Rex is gonna get his touches. Yeah, I'm rolling with Rex.
Oh man, I guess that goes back to the formula, right? Opportunity plus talent.
Go win your chip, man. Go get Rex. I won't risk it. No.
Good luck. Good luck today, Brian.
Hey, let us know how you do. We want to see a picture of that trophy coming soon, right? So, All right, so yeah, man, we just had a whole segment on Jonathan Taylor here, and you know what? I'm gonna let you have your segment here in a second, but I have a lineup question for you all, for me.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so in the Destination Fantasy League, so it's
okay,
a tight end question.
I can't help you now. Okay, go ahead.
I would never ask a question if I'm playing you again to you. So right now I have Hunter Henry, who also sold me out last week, and somehow, Dolphins bailed me out, going against Jags. Or do I start this backup tight end, Moreau, who, Waller the Baller has been a no-show in the last 6 weeks or so. I know the safer option is Moreau, and basically Hunter Henry is boom or bust. A part of me feels like Hunter Henry, is going to score today, but it's like, do I risk that? Or do I just get the safe floor here? A couple of catches, call it a day. That's my dilemma.
Whew. Man, that's. I'm gonna have to actually pull up like the stats on this. Like the first thing that want to come out of my head is Hunter Henry, but I'm gonna have to just look at like the targets from these two, and then like I'll give you an answer. Give me one quick second, Jamar.
Matter of fact, let me ask you this, Walter. How is your defense? How's your defense against opposing tight ends? If you know that.
I don't know if you know about this Pro Bowler named Kenny Moore. Yeah,
I own him. Him in my dynasty league. Shout out to 30 points per game, Kenny Moore. That's what I like to call him.
Yeah. They don't put Kenny Moore on him, or you're gonna put Okereke. I don't see Darius covering anybody. He does sometimes, but that's not his thing. I haven't seen. I'm trying to think of like any games this year. I haven't seen a tight end like run it up on him. It's like not one game. And we played it. Well, I think Kittle was out the game we played against the 49ers, but now I can't think of any. Maybe Hunter Henry scored against us. But I was going to say roll Hunter Henry anyway, just because this is like New England's got to bounce back. They got 2 losses in a row. They lost to us and they lost to the Bills. So it's going to be kind of like a prove-it game for Mac Jones. You're going to have Hunter Henry. That's going to be your check down man. So I think him and what's the other cat's name? Jesus Christ. Help me out, fellas. Other tight end came from Tennessee. Came from Tennessee, plays for New England.
Jonnu Smith.
I thought you said Calvin. My bad, bro. I'm tripping. I think him and Jonnu Smith, I think they're going to be fed well today. And you playing against the Jags.
Yep. He just sold me. They are playing Jacksonville, who has been known to let tight ends eat, man. And that was all I need to hear. So
everybody eats against Jacksonville.
Yeah, Hunter Henry, Jamar.
Yeah.
All right, and then I got one more question.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna step aside and let Marcos come in and ask his question. So what's up, man? Half point PPR. We got Higgins. We got AB, St. Brown, Keenan, Rojo, Sony Michelle. Start 2 wide receivers in a flex. Woo!
Hey, yo, you know what? I've been totally against it, but you got to start Sony Michelle out of that list. You got to start Sony. I've hated Sony since he left freaking Georgia and came in with just like trash. He was just like he would have like a good game in New England, and it was just like, oh, like who is this guy? You got to start Sony. My bad for just jumping in, but enroll Higgins and AB. AB showed up last week. And go win your championship. Who's that? Marcos? Yeah, go win your championship. I already gave you the women formula.
Ooh, I don't know, Walt. I think this is a little bit more tougher than what meets the eye, bro. Rojo got the Jets, man, and I think they did smack last in terms of running back production. I think they ranked 32nd. We know that Leonard Fournette is out. I think Rojo would be a very good play. And the funny thing about this is I got both Rojo and Sony Michelle in the main league, Jamar, which is one of my dilemmas. But enough of that. I'm actually starting Rojo over Sony Michelle. Really? Yeah, I am. I am only because of his ability to catch the football. Look, Sony Michelle is a great play because I do believe that they will be up in the game, and by they I mean the LA Rams. They should be up. I think they milked the clock with Sony a lot. So I think both of those running backs are two solid plays. You have to play one of them inside your flex.
So is Giovanni, is he healthy?
He is, but he really hasn't been an intricate part of the offense.
Bro, this is gonna be that game right there because Tom Brady hates Rojo. He hates him. Like, I don't know why. I don't think he likes him. Like, dude, yeah.
Whew. That is a good problem to have, good sir.
It's on you, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. You saying Sony, like I'm not.
I'm gonna follow y'all on this too. And I'm telling you, bro, go get your chip, man.
All right. So I'm already starting Higgins. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like that's the clear cut guy. Keenan Allen or AB? Who does Keenan Allen play this week?
They got the Broncos, but I will say this: the last time he played the Broncos, he did end up with 15 points at least.
But AB's playing against the Jets. The Jets.
I don't. The only concern I have with AB and any pass catcher for the Bucks today is game flow. That's my only concern. Not saying he can't get his, but
he'll get it early.
He might. He just might. St. Brown doesn't have a bad matchup either.
He does not.
Seattle.
Damn. So all of those are good. Man, he needs 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. Jesus Christ.
He only really needs 1 wide receiver. We are. It's like unanimous. We're taking Higgins, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Higgins, you have to play him. Yeah. You have to.
I learned my lesson last week, even though I still won.
Doing the gritty all day.
So yeah, sheesh. Higgins, Keenan Allen, Rojo for me.
Okay.
That's what we're doing.
Dude, this ain't easy. I mean,
no, it's not.
Yeah,
but
it's tough.
It is.
Tough.
Yeah, I would say Higgins, Keenan, and Rojo is probably the safest options that combination wise give you the highest ceiling. But I would say if you looking for a little kick, I would say AB instead of Keenan Allen. But other than that, Higgins and Rojo for sure. Depends on what you need. Keenan Allen or AB on that one.
Okay, and Marcos also chimed in and said Gio is out for the year. I think that the reason why I like it is because this is half-point PPR. Sony Michel doesn't give you as much in terms of the passing game as Rojo does. So if it was a standard, I would definitely roll with Sony over Rojo, but Rojo can kind of more so do both. Jamar already alluded to the game flow in that game in which I expect him to throttle them. So
he might score twice.
It's a possibility. It is a possibility.
I'm gonna switch that Michelle to I'm switching over to Rojo on that one. If Gio's out, yeah.
All right, so that's where we're going. I think unanimously is going to be Higgins, Allen, and Rojo. But if you're looking for that extra kick, you want to roll the dice, I'll sub out Keenan Allen for AB. So Marcos, good luck to you. Based on these options here, I expect you to come back with a championship by the end of this week and celebrate with us next week. All right, and then my last question here, lineup question, and then we're gonna keep it moving for time purposes. So in my 16-team league, like I have Waller, I also have Ricky Seals-Jones, which is like meh, super meh. And my options are, I could pick up Jack Doyle, but I don't think he's going to play. Cameron Brate.
Or
a bunch of scrubs, and we go down here to...
Here we go.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Dude, you find the perfect time to insert this dude every week, man. Wow.
Like, this is a legitimate thing. If Jack Doyle doesn't play, I'm seriously thinking about picking up his boy.
Wow.
Big Mo, let's go. This Mo's game right here, man.
Oh, boy.
I think the Raiders are trash against tight ends. I don't trust Washington's offense whatsoever, and Ricky Seals has done absolutely zero for me. I'm in that bad of shape. I might have to roll the dice there, but I guess we'll find out here in about an hour and 40 minutes if Jack Doyle plays or not. So we'll see.
If not, you got Mo.
There you go. All right. So
Hey,
moving
Mo gonna
along.
show up for you too.
He better, man. If he does, I might go order me a Mo Alley Cox jersey.
At least a T-shirt. At least a T-shirt.
I think we can do that. So
Yes.
we got Jags, Patriots. My headline here is Damian Harris produces big if active. I want to put Hunter Henry here as well. That's what I wanted to do, but initially, I was on the fence, but you all gave me a little bit warm and fuzzies inside about Hunter Henry today, so I'm gonna roll with that. Outside of those two guys, I don't know if I'm comfortable starting anybody else in this whole matchup altogether. So, Patriots defense, if you got them, but other than that,
Same.
All right, cool. All right, we'll keep it moving. Bucks, Jets. This was my headline: Antonio Brown and Mike Evans top 12 this week.
Both?
Yeah, I'm just being a little I guess progressive here. A little. I'm trying to psych myself up here because I got both of them in the league here.
So I'm gonna say this: it could happen. It could very well happen. Look, man, you playing the Jets for Christ's sake,
Yep.
but that game flow, like you already mentioned, Jamar, man, like that's the killer.
If it happens early.
Yep.
Okay, I'm with you. Agreed.
Yeah.
So, how healthy is Mike Evans?
Both of them are healthy enough to play this week. So I feel like Antonio Brown's probably going to get more points than Mike Evans.
Yep.
Because I feel like Mike Evans, he either gives you a deep catch for like 40 yards or he gets you a touchdown. That's basically his MO. Antonio Brown is going to fill in the Chris Godwin work and do all the dirty work in between and get you all those PPR catches. That's how I feel like it's going to happen.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yep. Amen.
So, and then we already talked about Ronald Jones. Hey, you can Deshaun, you can bench Ronald Jones and go get Ty Johnson here and start him at running back for the Jets. I'm just saying. But needless to say, like basically, if you got a Buccaneers player that's fantasy relevant, you're starting them. On the flip side, good luck to you for the Jets' sake. Keep it moving here. Eagles football team. Jalen Hurts will deliver. He is delivering mail today. He is delivering Amazon Prime. He's delivering UPS same-day shipping. He got you. Last time I checked, he put up almost 28 points against the football team.
Yeah. It's sad what happened to the football team.
Dude, it just unraveled quickly. It was in the thick of things. And ever since, I feel like when Dallas punched them in the mouth the first game, not the second game, the first game, it went down.
Yeah.
And so I like Hurts. I like Goddard. Maybe Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
maybe. And I love the Eagles defense.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Heineke? Absolutely.
Yes. He went from somebody I was like starting to have confidence in to a guy with deer with headlights that I'm looking like,
They need to go ahead and trade Scary Terry to the Colts and for that second round pick.
Boy, that man,
that's some highway robbery.
If he ever got with the Colts, look out, boy. Look out.
We'll trade him and a bag of salt.
A bag of salt. Is there? I mean, the guy that we had earlier said he was hesitant. He said he's starting Scary Terry, but hesitant starting a lot of football team players, which is completely understandable here. But if you have Scary Terry, like, are you hesitant in this matchup?
Absolutely. I mean, just because of what Heineke has done, just what this whole football team has done, collectively. Like they haven't been very good. Jamar, coming into this year, like a lot of people were taking them top 5 defense off the board, and they haven't even came remotely close to that. And I think that's. Oh, go ahead, Walt.
Bro, I don't think it's not. I don't think the defense is bad. I think they're just on the field so damn much. I mean, it's like that's the same thing that was going on with Tampa Bay when Jameis was throwing the ball 50-50.
Yeah, I mean that's valid. I mean, heck, that's what happened to my Bears defense the past 2 or 3 years. Bears defense is still pretty solid, but when they on the field all the time, like
Yeah,
just like everything else, it's turning to mush.
Washington defense, they can beat up on some people. I mean, even though they're deciding to beat up on each other, but I mean, they can beat up on some teams if they get the opportunity.
But he was like, "Don't put your finger in my face."
Right.
Yeah, I just don't trust nobody on this football team. But Scary Terry, if you got him, unfortunately, you probably don't have a better option. If you have a better option, like I mentioned, Jamar, I got Jamar Chase, freaking Jalen Waddle, Stephon Diggs, and CeeDee Lamb, all in the same league, all those great wide receivers in the same league. So it's not going to hurt me to sit one of those guys, one of those big names. But if you don't have options like that, unfortunately, you're probably going to have to play Scary Terry. And I don't think he's going to deliver. Like you already mentioned, Jamar, they've been good. This Eagle defense have been good. Pass rush has been good. Big play Slay been looking good in that secondary, man. So it worries me. Scary Terry does worry me, but I think you're gonna have to start him. Other than that, you ain't touching nobody up on this football team.
Facts. And I'll end this segment by saying this. As you know, in our main league, I've had Heineke for basically the whole year. When the playoffs came around, I couldn't start him at all. I've been rolling the dice at quarterback, and it has, benefited from me. It's to the point where I gave Heineke his walking papers the other day. He's no longer a part of my team on my championship run here. And, it sucks, but, what have you done for me lately type league? And so, speaking of which, perfect segue into this game, Rams-Ravens. I got Rams pass catchers should thrive. Tyler Huntley, great streaming option if Lamar Jackson is inactive. And so, I've had the Ravens quarterbacks the past couple of weeks. Huntley the first week of the playoffs, who single-handedly saved my week and saved me from Cooper Kupp in that Monday night game that almost like kicked me out. And Josh Johnson, he did enough for me last week to where when I went against Reap was done, I think, by the end of the first afternoon games. And basically I had the same score as Reap and I still had players to go, courtesy of T. Higgins. Insert Gritty there. Anyway, I have Huntley again, and because it's either going to be him or Trey Lance starting at the QB2 for me today. I feel like I don't have a choice here based on everything that's happening right now. But needless to say, right, like anybody who has Cooper Kupp, anybody that has Odell Beckham Jr., who's been finding the end zone, Van Jefferson, I know the last couple of games hasn't been the greatest, but before then, Van Jefferson's been lighting it up. Tyler Higbee. I mean, you got anybody of those guys, man, you're in great shape. Last time I checked, the Ravens, still trying to recover from allowing over 500 passing yards last week.
Whew.
Like, they let Joey Burrow, a second-year quarterback, go 500 yards on him. What do you think a polished in his best form Matthew Stafford's about to do here? So
Joe Burrow had all the energy because he ain't out partying because ain't nothing to do in Cincinnati. You didn't hear that?
I heard that. I feel like I'm starting to feel like Cincinnati and Cleveland are one and the same. So.
Same, nothing to do here. So we're gonna stay in the house and throw for a lot of yards.
We probably had a bunch of factories there in Cincinnati too.
Right.
Oh man. So I think the only really good option here for the Ravens is I guess a player I'm going against in a couple of leagues today, and his name is Mark Andrews. I don't feel good about going against Mark Andrews today.
As you shouldn't, Jamar. And that was a perfect segue to giving somebody their flowers, man. And Mark Andrews should be just that. Who's leading the league in tight end receptions? I think Mark Andrews. Who's leading the league in tight end touchdowns? I think it's Mark Andrews. Who's leading the league in tight end receiving yards? I think it's Mark Andrews. So this guy has been amazing over the past 3 weeks. Jamar, get this: 11 catches, 115 yards, TD, 28 fantasy points. 13 catches, 136 yards, 2 TDs, 35 fantasy points. 10 catches, 125 yards, 1 TD, 26 fantasy points. So not only has he weathered the storm of no matter who's playing at the quarterback position, which is very, very tough, to be able to come and just still do his thing. I think they finally unlocking this guy, man. We all knew he had potential at Oklahoma to be within that mix of a top-tier tight end. He just didn't get the opportunity, especially with Lamar Jackson being able to run around the field a little bit more, taken away from this guy. But make no mistake about it, Mark Andrews is a big-time tight end in this league, and he should be mentioned with the Kelseys and the Kittles of the world. Mark Andrews, you've been fantastic. One of the reasons I am in, the position I am today in the, fantasy football championship, playing him in the league versus you, going against him in my NFL.com league. So it's kind of like, a double-edged sword there. So.
Like, why, cause pain for the both of us? When you just take Mark Andrews out your lineup and start Moreau with somebody.
That is definitely not happening. Like, this dude has been like the hottest thing since sliced bread since week 14, man. I cannot not play this guy.
But even though it's not a stat, who's the best blocking tight end in the league?
George
Alley Cox.
Oh my God.
Alley Cox.
You see how I just walk right on into that one, Jamar.
I saw it coming. That's why I stepped back and let you walk.
Big Mo.
Oh, man. All right, so here's a game that division matchup with playoff implications, and apparently delivering some more mail today. So we got Broncos and Chargers. Austin, the Eckler to deliver. He's delivering same day packaging today. Austin, give this man his flowers. He got some love for the Pro Bowl, but this man has been like, a monster this year, a fantasy monster this year. He actually giving out signed jerseys and stuff to people who actually put him in his lineup and wins that week. He does that, and so he's big on fantasy. Matter of fact, he the one that let us know last week that he's like, I'm not playing. Go get Justin Jackson last week.
Ooh, I started him, and boy, did that pay dividends. Two TDs, man.
That was amazing.
He's missed a few games this year. I think that's probably why he got snubbed with the Pro Bowl. Who led in Pro Bowl voting this year though?
I think it was that one dude, man.
Huh.
That Jersey, is he number 20? 20 something.
Running back.
Yeah, I hear he. He that's what I heard.
What? Maybe Derrick Henry or something. I don't know.
Probably. Yep,
I can see that.
Moving on.
But yeah, against this matchup here, I expect Austin, the Eckler, to do his thing. As we know, Broncos secondary are no slouches by any means, but you can still get your way against them. You just got to work a little harder between the running and the passing, the running and the catching ability of Austin Eckler. I mean, he is a great viable option here, and I am so happy to have him and starting him today on Championship Sunday week. So, with that being said, is there anybody else in this matchup that you like? Because, I'm not touching any Broncos players outside of running backs on that one.
Javonte Williams is definitely a very solid play. I think he gives you back borderline RB1 status here. Jamar, he's been fantastic this year. I think he made, all pro for rookies this year. He definitely made the all rookie team. A couple of those players did, along with Patrick Surtain, the cornerback for the Broncos. He has been very good. So shout out to the Broncos. They always, the Broncos keep a solid DB, man. Seriously.
What's the other one they got? This is the guy they got from the Bears.
Kyle Fuller.
Yeah, isn't he on the other end?
Yeah, I know they benched him at one point, but he's still been solid.
That's a good problem to have. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have a great rookie running back and corner on your team? Sheesh.
That's good. Good scouting.
Facts. All right, we're gonna keep it moving here. So I have some trust issues with the next couple of people here that I'm gonna mention. So for starters here, Texans, 49ers. More than likely, you're not going to see Jimmy G today for people that need quarterbacks out there in deeper leagues like myself, Trey Lance is probably getting a start. Do you trust Trey Lance today against a Texans team that has been very underwhelming? They showed hot flashes at times. I mean, they kind of like kicked Herbert's butt last week for whatever reason. But
did not see that coming. Do I trust him? I'm gonna say, yeah, Jamar. I think if you are without a quarterback this week, man, I think look no further than Trey Lance. Look, he has the weapons. He has a solid defense backing him. He has a solid run game backing him. I think we see a little bit of play action out this guy. And make no mistake about it, he can be dual threat when if need be. He does like to, do some of his work inside the pocket, but he also likes to roll out and look for like the deep ball. So, but again, we know who the big dog on this team is. Deebo Samuel. That's the king of that team. Sprinkling a little bit of George Kittle. They're going to do their thing, no matter the matchup. But I like Trey Lance today as a streaming option. If you got a quarterback that's injured, like a Lamar Jackson, you weren't able to pick up like a Huntley. I think he'll be a solid play.
I want to look at his stats because didn't he already start a couple games this year?
I think he started one, and then like they throw him in on like gadget plays sometimes.
Yeah.
He played even though Garoppolo was actually starting as well. So both of those guys have been utilized early on in the season, but they they opted to go with Jimmy G for like the remainder of the season. So.
Yeah,
man, I'm kind of scared of him. Let's see.
Let me ask you all this. This might help some people out here. For streaming options at quarterbacks, would you choose Trey Lance today or Tyler Huntley if he starts against the Rams?
Huntley.
Oh, Huntley, for sure.
So Huntley would be the first option for a streaming quarterback, and then Trey Lance would probably fall second.
Definitely would fall second. And no, Walt, I'm with you. Like there's some reserve for me there too, but I think this team is good enough. I think they got enough complementary pieces to aid him in his fantasy production as of today. Small sample size, you know what I mean? So you don't know what to expect. But Jamar mentioned, it's infinitesimal almost. But Jamar already mentioned that Huntley would be a better option, and we already saw what Huntley can do over the past couple of weeks that he actually got the nod. He's looked like Lamar Jackson in disguise, basically. He looked just like Lamar Jackson. So if you are able to grab Huntley, grab him. I think he's a fantastic player. If he, they will be playing from behind, which means that the running game is going to be non-existent at a point, and they're going to air that thing out.
So I'm assuming so he's got 2 games where it looks like he started or he had a lot of attempts, and that was against Seattle, which was a loss, and against Arizona, which was a loss. And he threw for 157 and 192 with a QBR of 39 and 28.9. That's Trey Lance. So I get the hype with him, but we just haven't seen it yet.
What is his rushing stats? Because people would take him based on his floor, his high floor. That's the question.
All right, let me switch him over to rushing.
So those 2 games that game at Seattle, that was 20 fantasy points and then 13 fantasy points. In week 5. So it's
against Seattle, he had 41 yards, and against Arizona, he had 89.
Mm-hmm. So people are taking him based on his floor, and then maybe he might get one deep pass off to somebody. I mean, he has the arm strength.
Deebo.
So speaking of which, Deebo and Kittle and hopefully Elijah Mitchell plays. So the surrounding weapons, like would you feel concerned here? Like you sitting here at the championship game, you got Trey Lance starting at quarterback, and Garoppolo's been throwing the ball to the Kittle and Deebo like the whole time. Like does that make you feel uncomfortable?
No, not at all, because Jimmy G doesn't have the biggest arm, so it's not like he's throwing deep to Deebo. He's throwing short passes to Deebo, and then Deebo's just Deebo and doing the rest. I mean, yeah, right. So no, not at all. I mean, especially if they want to kind of pull in the reins on him, make sure he's not doing too much. Absolutely, no. Not afraid.
Okay. Feel the same way, Reed?
Yeah, man. So look, I mentioned earlier, look, Lance got enough of complementary pieces around him that he can have a legitimate shot at a productive fantasy outing. He got the wide receiver weapons, wide receiver core, rather, insert Kettle into that mix because we know how he gets down in that lineup. But he got enough pieces there for him to be productive. I feel like and if no one has a better option, look no further than Trey Lance. I'm quite sure that he is available out there. If he single quarterback leagues, it's like I'll feel a little bit iffy. Dual quarterback leagues, nah, I'm feeling pretty good about that because of the simple fact that you mentioned it, Walt, like those rushing attempts, 15 in one game, right? Like that's how many rushing attempts he had in one game? 15? No, 16 at Arizona. He had 16 and 7 at Seattle. So
let me ask you this: if he's running the ball that much, I feel like that's going to take volume away from Elijah Mitchell and even Deebo Samuel, who's been like their hybrid running back here. So ultimately, I feel like that can like reduce some points here for somebody else. So I'm just throwing that out there. Just keep that in mind. And lastly, other side of the ball, I mean, Brandon Cook's been doing this thing. So
yeah,
if you have to start him, I wouldn't feel bad about it. And Rex Burkhead, I mean, we already had a question about him. So, I mean, if you're in that situation, you way down the list like that, then, I mean, hey, I think Rex can get you something. So, all right. So, this is probably one of the games of the week for sure. Another trust issue here, fellas. Cardinals, Cowboys. Do you trust Kyler Murray? I have a lot of trust issues with my 16-teamer. I really do. Trust issues across the whole board. I'm nervous.
Very, extremely nervous to the point where I think I flip-flop between him and Joe Burrow in my NFL.com league. Like, I don't know who to start. Like, I don't. Kyler Murray, it just seems like without DeAndre Hopkins there, he hasn't been himself. Look, I get it. He's coming back from an injury. It just seems like he hasn't found his footing. But Walter mentioned that this could be an upset for Dallas if Kyler Murray can get the mojo going. But will he get it going? That's the biggest thing. When your targets are AJ Green and Christian Kirk, and the most consistent target you have over the past couple of weeks have been Zach Ertz, there's an issue. There's an issue there. So
James Conner should be back, right?
It's up in the air.
Okay.
So, like, that's one of the things where it's like, do I trust Kyler? I do, and then I don't. And it's like, I'm on the fence, just like I mentioned, dude. Like, I've been swapping these guys out back and forth. I'm like, man, let me go ahead and play Burrow. And then, I went and put Kyler back in there because of his ability to use his legs. Or I feel like that Dallas may be up or Kansas City may be up in that game. And I feel like, who knows? I really don't know. Like, and that was my question to you, Jamar. That was my question that I was going to ask you earlier.
Okay.
Who would you start? Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow?
See, the way you kind of describe Kyler Murray, it's like a chick that you're dating, but you haven't committed to yet. You having commitment issues. It's like, she shows, her good traits, and you just, fall for it. But then, the longer you hang around her, she starts showing her, her bad side, her flaws, and you're unsure if I could be with this person or not. That's what it feels like right now.
Right.
You haven't put that ring on that finger, and you see, that meme where the guy holding the other girl's hand, and he turns around, look at the other girl, like you looking at he's looking at Joe Burrow, and you got Kyler Murray on your hand. That's what you're doing right now. And we talked about it earlier, recency bias. So, of course, you're flirting with Joe Burrow here today after he threw for 500 yards.
Exactly.
So, I mean, this is tough. It comes down to which quarterback do I trust more against the opposing defense. That's what it comes down to. Do I trust Joe Burrow more against
both tougher defenses too, man?
Yeah, against Kansas City, who has been playing really well as of late. or the Dallas Cowboys, who, for the most part has looked, well, but that's against bad teams, and they haven't really played against a good team. I don't think they even seen the offense like Arizona's yet. And so with that, my friend, I think you gotta, stick with the girl that you've been with. You gotta stick with her through good and bad, man. You've been raving about Kyler Murray since the offseason. Yeah, and then this championship Sunday, like, you gonna leave her at the altar?
I mean, if it's going to benefit me, yeah, man, if it's going to, make me the better man in the end, like, yeah.
Why not? He said that with no hesitation.
Not at all. Look, man, you know my pedigree, Jamar. I'm about winning championships, and like this one definitely kept me up at night. Dude, I checked every viable ranking site up on the ones that I trust. And the funny thing is, both of these guys are right next to each other. One is ranked 7, the other one was ranked 8. So.
Hey,
I would choose the one with a higher floor here, and that's Kyler
Murray. And he is in my lineup right now too.
So the Bengals got Kansas City, right?
Yep.
Is Chris Jones playing?
Probably.
If Chris Jones is playing, I would start Kyler because he completely changes their defense.
He does. I mentioned.
So y'all not worried about Micah Parsons? Y'all not worried about what's Mr. 100 interceptions? Yeah, Trayvon Diggs. Y'all not worried about those guys?
I mean, Kansas City wasn't. They shut them completely down.
That's a whole different. That's Kansas City.
I'm just saying the Cowboys hasn't beat a team that had won 10 games this year at all.
Bro, I was about to pull up their schedule and I was going to name off all the teams that they beat. The best teams they beat this year were the Chargers. The Cowboys aren't good. Yeah. They're just benefiting from a weak schedule.
And the Chargers actually gave away that game too.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, y'all selling me. Look, if I could show y'all, I would, that he is still inserted into my lineup. Can y'all see Kyler right there?
I see Mighty Mouse. He's real small on the screen, but I see him.
Yeah, that's Kyler Murray for those. He's
still
there. I see
the Cardinals logo.
Yeah, so he is still in my lineup, but it's just one of those things to where I know you guys had that feeling like, it just kept you up at night. It's championship week. You can't sleep because you want to bring home the trophy and brag to the people at work, brag to anybody who will actually listen. You know what I mean? So this is a big deal.
I get it. In my 16 teamer, like my 2 running backs are Boston Scott and Jared Patterson. I get it.
Don't feel bad about Boston Scott today, man.
I don't, but still, I feel a lot better if Jordan Howard doesn't play. A lot better. But I gotta say, I got Ricky Seals-Jones at tight end right now.
Dallas beat New England. Dallas did beat New England this year. It was an overtime game, but yeah, they did beat. I was trying to say, I was looking at their wins, but the majority of them, you got Washington, New York, wash, New Orleans, wash. They even lost against the Raiders, Atlanta, Minnesota. Are you threatened yet? Carolina, Philly,
and none of those teams got 10 wins. None of
them.
But we'll see. So I have to trust Kyler today. I rode with you this long, man. I'm not gonna leave you on the sideline. I don't have any better options out there. I know you are what's best for me, Kyler. So,
but you gotta look at what Deshaun Jared. It could be a shootout, Kansas City. If it's a shootout, Joey gonna put up the numbers because he got them receivers.
It's like there's good Joey and there's bad Joey. I have a feeling that bad Joey gonna show his face a couple times in that game. I just feel like it. Kansas City defense is good enough, especially if they apply pressure to Joey. I trust Kyler Murray's escapability more so than I do Joe Burrow's. I don't know. That's a tough one. Cardinals, I would love Chase Edmonds today if James Conner doesn't play. I would love Chase Edmonds. I'm hoping Christian Kirk can get one. They still got to respect him, so somebody should be open. Zach Ertz. as long as he doesn't, feel like pressured and anxious out there, Kyler Murray should, put up some numbers here. Dallas side, I don't like. Is Zeke gonna get his? Tony Pollard gonna get his? Not all the way certain there, but you still got to start CeeDee Lamb by far. I guess if you ain't got no other options, probably start Amari Cooper too. But needless to say, this should be a good game from a football standpoint.
Oh, for sure.
All right, keep it moving here, fellas. Panthers, Saints. DJ Moore should be fine. Keyword is should. I feel DJ Moore has somehow got his numbers, no matter who's starting at quarterback this year, surprisingly enough. Outside of that, I'm not touching any other Panther on that team whatsoever. Matter of fact.
You want to start Cam?
Panthers not even starting Cam. They starting Darnold. So.
He's back.
And lost every game since he said that.
Dude. They did not age well at all. I feel like starting the Saints defense today.
Absolutely. Darnold gonna give him a couple of them.
Matter of fact, in my 16-teamer, I got the Eagles defense or the Saints defense. I'm flip-floppy on that one.
Oh, that's funny, man. I got that going against you today. That same the Eagles versus the Saints. I don't know which one, man. I think I might roll with the Saints, bro. Like seriously. But the Eagles defense, I think the Eagles give them a better chance to actually score a touchdown, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's because exactly I think that they might score a touchdown, but
like Saints will get the sacks.
Yep.
Eagles will have a better chance of getting a pick six or something.
Yep. I agree.
Jeez. I think Taysom Hill starting today. I think Kamara, those two guys, that's about it. Not too many fantasy relevant people in this matchup. Now, this next one right here, this is the one that might give me a fighting chance of beating Deshaun today. I've been waiting patiently for this one. Lions, Seahawks, DeAndre Swift, in my opinion, pays off. I waited a whole month for this guy. I survived a whole month of fantasy football during the last couple of weeks of the regular season and in the 2 playoff games. This man does not have an injury designation next to his name whatsoever. I need him. I need him today. I think he delivers a lot. I don't know to what point, though, but going against Seattle, this is just it. DeAndre Swift against Seattle is equivalent to Ronald Jones against the Jets. That's what we're looking at.
No, I'm with you. Basically, those two should basically pretty much cancel each other out. I'm gonna leave it at this. The opportunities for DeAndre Swift today will be plentiful.
Absolutely. And then the only other player on the Lions you may be starting is St. Brown there.
I like St. Brown today. I like him a lot, actually.
I mean, he's been ever since Hockenson went out. He's definitely stepped up in the targets there. And then for Seattle, it's funny because if you so happen to be in a championship game with DK Metcalf, this is probably where he shines today.
Oh, yeah.
If you survive, him and Lockett should have fun today.
Is he gonna survive in Seattle?
Who, DK?
Yeah,
because I think Russell Wilson's played his last game basically.
Yeah, I think
with Seattle.
You gonna trade him or what?
Who? Russ? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about DK.
No.
DK? Nah. He locked in.
He locked in.
What about Lockett? Because if you're getting rid of Russ, you're basically signaling you're gonna.
Rebuild.
Maybe this is like an off-season conversation, but that's signaling you're going for a rebuild.
No, I'm with you, and I think that's what they need to do. I can even see, maybe Pete Carroll might not want to be there again. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, man? I just think it's at this point, I think you got to blow that team up. They like the 12-man and the Legion of Boom days are far from over. Are far gone, basically.
They should have gave Marshawn the ball, man.
Yeah.
They would have just gave him the ball. Destroy the whole thing.
Jeez. Hey, we got our boy Sawyer here.
So
All right,
you're
all right,
Saquon.
so Saquon, Ronald Jones, Zeke, Damian Harris.
Bench one. You already answered your question. Just starting off bench one, Saquon.
And also Swift or Javante. Ooh, that's tough.
Standard.
Okay. Ooh, that makes it
All
even
right.
more
So
tough.
who's more likely to score a touchdown? Javante against the Chargers, Swift against the Seahawks.
I'm going Javante, man. Like to score a touchdown, to score to score a TD. I think that's all he's been doing for like the past 4 weeks. Has been scoring TDs. Hold on, let me look it up.
While you do that, let's see. I feel like the Lions will have opportunities to score. It's more so, do you trust Drew Lock to get the ball downfield against the Chargers defense for him to have a chance to score a touchdown?
Okay, now that you put it that way, probably not. Probably not. The thing that gets me is he said standard. Now if it was PPR, it'll be a no-brainer.
Yeah,
it'll be Swift all day. How healthy is Javon? I mean, how healthy is Swift? Like how healthy?
No injury designation.
No injury designation. I get that, but he missed what, a month? How good will he be? Hey, you know how involved with? I mean, they still do got Jamal Williams. Maybe they want to ease him into this thing, man. I don't know.
Maybe I might be slightly biased here because I need all the DeAndre Swift I can get today, but no, I mean I've never seen him without an injury designation the whole year. Even when he played, he always had a questionable mark the whole time. So,
the whole
year. He doesn't have one. So I feel like they got him out the that little chamber that Goku was in while they were fighting
hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah. They did all of that. So I think Swift is good here. That's tough though. That standard part is tough, but
the standard part is very tough. The standard part.
Are we agreeing to sit Saquon?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we
like I didn't even. Jamar barely put the ticker up there, and it said bench one Saquon. And I saw Rojo come right after that. Saquon.
Facts. Yeah, I feel like Jones, Zeke, and Harris should. I think they all scored today, actually. So definitely
take that
appreciate
to your
that.
FanDuel.
I will actually. So Sawyer, good luck to you. Bring home a trophy, sir. Let us know next week so we can all celebrate together. Let's keep it moving here. Sunday night football, Vikings, Packers. So our expectations lower for Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson without Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, the Pac-Man good, bro. The Packers are the best team in the NFL right now. I said it. It came out of my mouth. If I were to rank a team as number one, as this season stands today, week 17, I'm going that bad man Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, who?
And the Pack, man. Look, they've been the best team. They've been consistent. They've been getting it done. Aaron Rodgers don't turn the football over. That defense is solid enough to be able to win a championship, man. Look, I'm speaking facts, bro. Look, I bet you he gonna bring his head up on this part. I'm starting Dalvin Cook. I have no choice but to start Dalvin Cook. I don't feel great about Dalvin Cook. I don't think Dalvin Cook will be nearly as good. Now, last time that they played, I think Dalvin Cook rushed for over 100 yards and a TD, but that was against these same Packers. But that was with Kirk Cousins under center. I think that they are trying to do too much with Dalvin Cook. He doesn't. I say he has 70 yards, maybe a touchdown, maybe. But that's all I'm giving him. Same goes for Justin Jefferson. Look, if Kirk Cousins isn't playing, I'm worried. Like I'm worried here about Justin Jefferson a little bit, but it's Justin Jefferson. You cannot. The guy only needs one catch to be fantasy relevant. Just one. You have to play him. You have to play Dalvin Cook, but definitely temper your expectations here. Anybody going forward with those two guys?
Fair enough.
Jamar, do you have nightmares about Aaron Rodgers?
No.
He owned him, man. You heard what he said.
Look, man. That real estate is about to end at the end of this year, okay? I gotta see his face no more in this city in that uniform.
You better hope not.
Leave me alone. No, in all seriousness, no, I'm hoping that the Packers, like, the Packers aren't the best against the run, but I hope they're smart enough to where they will stack the box here and make this guy beat
No
them.
brainer.
I never
Yep.
even heard of this guy. I mean, if you had the Packers defense today, I feel really good about that. It's like I'm hoping for the Packers to actually play well and ultimately they're going to end up winning the game by dismantling the Vikings in front of my eyes. That's what I need today in order to have a chance to beat this man over here. And also, moving along, connecting the dots here, Steelers, Browns. I picked up Fryer here for tight end. I started off with Goddard at the beginning of the year, ended up trading him to get TJ Hawkinson, which ended up completely backfiring. And I've been rolling the dice on tight ends this whole time, and Firemouth just happened to be available. I'm like, that's one of Big Ben's favorite guys in the red zone.
It is.
So I'm hoping he exceeds his little 8 projection here and gets me about 14. That'd be great. But, we'll see. But before we even get into this last game here, we got Darcy here. So do I start Jacoby Myers, Jordan Howard, or Rashad Bateman, especially if Hollywood is sidelined? It is full PPR. Now, I would tell you what, Jacoby Myers has probably been the most consistent pass catcher for the New England Patriots all year and has been flying under the radar. But I've been noticing because I had Jacoby Myers at one point. I never had a chance to play him, but I had him just in case. Against the Jags, that's not a bad matchup. Jordan Howard, that's not bad either. All things considering, he's basically the vulture. And Bateman, I'm not too thrilled about Bateman in that one.
Jacoby Myers is listed as questionable right now, right?
I believe so. Let's see. Jacoby Myers, questionable. Did he practice this week? What's the question? He was able to practice in limited fashion, so he was able to practice. So he probably plays.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Jacoby Myers, but I'm really not. Jordan Howard is already eliminated since it is full PPR. For me, Rashad Bateman.
That was the second person. He was like Huntley was passing to 2 people the last time he started. Yep. It was Andrews and Bateman, right?
Yep. I played Rashad Bateman last week, and I think he scored a touchdown in my fantasy in the dynasty league.
That was Josh Johnson throwing the ball.
Yep. Okay. But with that being said, I'm gonna still go with Myers. Like you said, Jamar, I think he'll have a little bit more opportunity than Bateman. Bateman last week against Cincinnati, 4 catches. 4 catches on 5 targets for 26 yards in a TD, to the tune of 12 fantasy points. I did play him in the dynasty league, but I really don't feel good about him. The inconsistency hasn't been there, and you already mentioned that Jacoby Myers have been the most consistent pass catcher for New England this year. So for PPR, I'm gonna have to give the edge to Jacoby here.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, so basically Jacoby Myers is probably the best and safest option here.
Absolutely.
Granted, if all 3 of them plays. Jordan Howard is touchdown or bust. So I don't know if you want to roll with that, but Jacoby Myers in a championship game, probably your best bet here.
Yep. I mean, and the targets have been there. 8 targets, 12 targets, 8 targets over the past 3 games, 14, 10, and 11 fantasy points.
So the opportunity is there, just up to him to capitalize. That's just what it is. Just continue to catch the ball and gain yards. That's all he needs to do. So Darcy, appreciate the question. Good luck to you. Please like, subscribe, share, continue to rock with us. Thank you guys. Help me get to 4 out of 4 championship games.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we like to hear.
We do an infomercial with stuff like that.
Definitely. Congratulations to you, Darcy, and hopefully you take this thing home.
Then come back with us next week, celebrating with the rest of us as we collect our trophies today. All right, so Monday night game, Big Ben's last home game. They talking about this might be. No, it is. This is it. This is the end of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, start Big Ben this week. He going out like Kobe. He going slinging the ball, man.
He just might actually.
I think Walter's right. I think, but am I still willing to start him? Absolutely not. Not up on championship week. But will do I think that he's going to have a hell of a performance? I think so. I think to the tune of 4 touchdowns, and I think one of the recipients is going to be a guy named Deontay Johnson, who I'm starting against Jamar this week, and I kind of need Deontay Johnson to do well. Deontay Johnson has been fantastic this year. For the most part, he's been the most consistent component on our team, not named Najee Harris from a offensive standpoint. And with that being said, Nick Chubb will be a load to handle. Nick Chubb is going to get his. Harris will get his. And that's a good header right there, Jamar. Nick Chubb and Najee both to feast. I think Najee feasts a little bit more inside the passing game this week than he does with his legs. I think he does more so with his hands this week. But both fantastic plays. Honestly, top 10 plays this week for me at the running back position.
Can Deontay Johnson just take a couple plays off, just
what, you've been wishing bad on all my people today. I haven't said one negative thing about your team. Honestly, hopefully your team is fully healthy. Everybody that you need to play plays. So when it's done,
he gonna kill you with kindness.
Yeah, and when it's done right, hopefully I can be the victor. We shall see.
I mean, look, I already feel like your team already has the advantage over mine entering today. So I'm not wishing any injuries and nothing. I'm just,
sit out a couple plays, huh?
Yeah, just live in the moment. Just take it in. Just stay on the sand line, just engulf in it, and then just come back in the field later on. That's all. That's it.
Is this a bread league?
Oh yeah.
I mean, loaves. If y'all mind me asking.
Say that again.
How many loaves, if y'all mind me asking?
How many what? I didn't catch the last part.
How many loaves of bread?
I honestly don't know. I really don't know how much. I think this one is 50 a head. So 10 teamer, you do the math.
Yep. So look.
This is the one that goes with the show.
No, it's not that one. I got eliminated in that one. Jamar, are you still rocking in that one?
I'm in the championship.
He's in the championship in that one.
As you should be.
Look, let me just throw up my little highlights here. 7 leagues, 5 playoff appearances, 4 finals. I have 0 championships because they all playing this week. I mean,
okay.
I do Deshaun a favor. So he's in 7, 7 appearances. He already got 1 from last week, 3 finals, 2 pending right now. Hopefully, I take him out in 1. And then we did throw you up here, 3 leagues, 3 playoff appearances. He got his ring,
Whoa, yeah, okay. So there's 1 championship, 3. I made it to 2 finals. There's 2 finals. Throw that up there too.
I forgot.
That's over LeBron James stat.
No, all in all, it's been a fantastic year for us. For the whole trio here, man. Y'all definitely did y'all thing. And when y'all not playing me, I'm gonna root for you guys. But this week, Jamar, we're enemies. We're enemies. You're my nemesis. You know what I mean? It's I'm basically Thanos, Jamar. I need one more trophy in this league to have a full Infinity Gauntlet. So I think if I do win, that's what I'm gonna name my team next year.
Look, I'm gonna be Thor, and I'm actually go for the head this time.
So we shall see. No, all jokes aside, I just happened to scroll down. Dude, the projections are super tight with this game, as it should be. This is definitely going to be one for the ages. Basically get your popcorn ready. Everybody, and this is the main league too, the one that we have been doing since before my son was born, I believe. So it's one of those things to where we know everyone in the league personally. We get together. COVID has stopped a lot, but it's just been fun playing in the league. Super competitive. I don't think no one had more than 9 wins in that league, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Super competitive.
It's been that type of year. Walter, in this league, I've been to 4 out the last 5 finals. This is my 3rd straight finals. I haven't won a trophy in like a decade. Yeah. Like
You do, bro.
last year, I had Alvin Kamara when he scored 6 touchdowns. I had that man. And I was feeling pretty good until halfway through Sunday. Then the afternoon games, Travis Kelce and Mahomes wanted to show up. And then I was up by maybe, I don't know, 20-something points Monday Night Football. And the person I was going against had Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. No, I had Josh Allen. He had Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs scored 3 touchdowns. I lost. I felt that.
That hurts.
That pain. I carried that pain over to this year.
That hurts.
And then 2 years ago, I lost to Deshaun in the finals. So yeah, I have to get my revenge. Vegeta has to actually beat Goku for once. That's what I'm banking on. Here. I gotta win. So, nevertheless, man, this like all of this is fun. I enjoy the competitive banter. I enjoy the talking, doing this. I mean, it's all for this moment, this week, this year.
Absolutely. So. It has all led up to this. Shout out to everyone that has made the finals. And it was kind of dope that Darcy chimed in and said that we actually like helped her or him. I'm not sure.
Right.
Darcy's like, we helped them, do their thing. And like, that's what we are here to do. Like, that means a lot. So anybody and everyone who we helped, along the way, we appreciate it. And we appreciate, you. So,
absolutely. So, all right. I think this basically concludes today. Deshaun, let them know where they can find us, man.
I mean, you see the ticker down there, man. You can basically find us anywhere, and I mean anywhere where podcasts are being found. Apple Pod, Spotify, just everywhere. I'm gonna just go ahead and read the ticker. Pandora. Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and others. And when I mean others, it's multiple ones. So there's no excuse to be able to follow Jamar, Deshaun, and Walter at Destination Fantasy. We appreciate the love, man. It's been great, especially over the past couple of weeks, man. You guys have been tremendous. Right now we are streaming live on YouTube as well as Facebook. Definitely make sure you check out the Facebook page. And if you can, give us a thumbs up. It definitely helps with, the algorithm. So me and my boys can get pushed out into larger groups, man. So we appreciate you guys for helping this channel grow. And, 2022, we're in 2022 right now, right? So yeah, we're definitely coming for it all. But I know this ain't the last show. That will probably be next week. But to basically say, kick off this new year, man, we appreciate it. Everything.
Absolutely. So, all right. Good luck, fellas. Good luck today. Well, Walter's already on his throne there doing his thing.
Man.
Yeah, I can finally be a fan of football. Just football.
I know it, man. I know it.
Right.
Man, Jesus, man. How does it feel, man? How
man, it's a relief, man.
Man, a fantasy championship, dude. Like, to me, those mean everything, bro.
Bro, like it feels really, really good. It's like, but I hate when I got a player on my team, but in one league. So I think next year I'm like going to bring it down. I'm only going to play in 2 leagues. So I'm looking for another league. If you guys got room for it, brother. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm getting ready to run more leagues. Oh man, that would be dope. So yeah. It feels really good. It's one of my leagues. It's kind of like you, Jamar. Like, so before we started, adding funds to this league, we'll say bread. Before we started adding bread to this league, like I won it, and I hadn't won since. And it's almost been 10 years. It's crazy. I've been playing the same league, and then this year, I showed up. I got the job done. Yeah.
Kudos, my guy.
Hey, bro, and they always talk crazy about me because, like, the first year that we played, it's almost 10 years. I selected Andrew Luck with my first pick. And with this year, I selected Jonathan Taylor. They're like, oh, you're always picking Colts players. I'm like, all right, okay. And it paid off.
Paid off big time.
When Jonathan Taylor going to get going this week?
Come on, man.
Week 4.
Come on, man. Hey, man. It's not even a question anymore. We know the formula. 100 yards, win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, all right, people, good luck out there. Let us know how you do next week. We gonna have our celebration, give out awards to players and stuff, and also Deshaun, you coming back with your bus, man?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely coming back on my bus. I got the bus halfway filled up, but I'm gonna, keep that under wraps until next week. So definitely come back and check that out.
All right. So, all right, rock with us at least one more week. Until then, from my boy Deshaun, Walter, appreciate you both. Jamar, see you all next week. Good luck today. Peace out.